Hello, everybody on the Master Sha TaoCentreToronto Facebook page, and welcome. We are so grateful and excited to have you here today. So thank you for joining us. Please share with us in the comments. If you're here, drop an emoji, share where you're from, say hello, and welcome. Today, we are going to learn how to be a light and help others during this time with Tao hands. And we are very excited to share with you some wonderful Tao hand stories from some Tao hands practitioners themselves. We are going to be joined by some very special guests, and it is my greatest honor to introduce to you Francisco Quintero. And Francisco is one of the leading master teacher healer practitioners certified from the Tao Academy here at the Master Sha Tao Center Toronto. And he has trained and worked with over 6,000 soul practitioners all around the world. So we are so grateful and so blessed to have him here with us today. And we are also going to be joined by Sher O'Rourke. And Sher is very inspiring master teacher, healer, practitioner, certified from the Tao Academy here at the Master Sha Tao Center Toronto as well. So we are very excited to be joined today by Francisco and Sher and some very special guests. So welcome. Share in the comments. We are grateful to have you here. And again, we welcome here Francisco.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Alexia. Delighted to be here with all of you. Sending your love, sending your likes. We would love to know who is here with us today. So I'm Francisco Quintero, and as Alexia said, I have been a certified master teacher, trained directly by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha for over 19 years now. And I've had the great honor to train about 6,000 Tao Hand practitioners, which is our first level of healer training program. And we're here to tell you how you can become a source of healing. So, many years ago, this was in early 2001, I was suffering from high blood pressure. And I was trying all these different things about how to heal myself. I wanted to find something more natural for healing. And then I came across Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And he was teaching, I have the power to heal myself. You have the power to heal yourself. Together, we have the power to heal the world. So he was empowering us to heal our life, to heal others. So as I began to learn, I started to use the techniques. And within about 1 year time period, I was able to transform my high blood pressure condition at that time, which was 190/90, which is very high for someone in their late 20s. But I was learning techniques how to heal myself. But at the same time, I was becoming a source of healing for others. I started to develop my source healing power, to connect to source, to connect to Tao source, and to bring this light to others. And right away, I started to apply what I was learning, use these techniques, and was having great results. So the work of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha is not only one of healing yourself or transforming your own life. It's about service. It is about what you can give to others. The more that you give to others, the more that healing you will get in return. So along those ways, I became very curious about the work of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. How did I develop this healing power? Why was it working for me? Does it work for others? I had all these questions. Does it really work? Does it work for others? But time and time again, I was experiencing that we do have the power to heal ourselves. And this work that Dr. and Master Zhigong Sha brings to humanity really uplifts your healing, spiritual healing powers beyond words. And that is what we're here to share with each of you today. So click in. We'll love to know who is here with us. I see that some of our Dao Hand practitioners are here. You also share, if you have a little story, share also on the Facebook. And also, if you have any questions throughout today's program, also please go ahead and ask questions that may come up for you. So before I continue my story further, we're going to first now, I'm going to welcome Sher O'Rourke. She is one of my colleagues here in Toronto, and she has her own healing story and how she also used these techniques to heal herself, but now she's a very powerful healer. So let us welcome Sher O'Rourke. Welcome, Sher.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Francisco. You know, I always love to talk about Dao Hands, and some of you who are here this evening, you may have seen, an ad on Facebook. You may have come that way. You may have come just by seeing, some of the banners up on Facebook. One of the questions we had asked was, would you like to be a source of healing? And I remember when I met Dr. and Master Sha 16 years ago, I met him and I came across him because I was very sick with a severe case of chronic fatigue syndrome. And that's a whole, incredible story in and of itself. I tried many different modalities and could not make much progress at all. And of course, Master Sha was able to help me to heal within a very short period of time entirely. And I really wanted to do what he did. I wanted to be able to help other people who were suffering the way I was suffering. It was physical suffering, but it became emotional suffering. Depression set in, mental suffering. There was sadness, there was anger. There were all kinds of feelings going on. And so, things kind of compounded. And as I did, the special practices and blessings, that Master Sha was offering, things began to shift and layers just peeled away until I really became, a very healthy, person that you see before you today. Healthier, than I had been prior to, the chronic fatigue. And my desire to want to be a source of healing was so strong. And so at that time, Master Sha was offering, a healing program similar to Dao Hands, but a little different. And, it has progressed since that time. And just, recently, I'll share this story because over these years, I have used my Dao Hands. I'm, one of the master teachers and healers at Master Sha Dao Center, along with Francisco, as he said. And so we work with people from all over the world, and we have lots of ways in which we work, or several ways in which we work with people. And using our Dao Hands is one of them. And just recently for myself, I developed this shoulder issue, a frozen shoulder, actually. And I'm told that comes on. It can come on at different times in life. It may be, due to many different reasons, not moving enough, stressful situations, and so on. And it was really painful. And so I started to use my Dao Hands to bless it. It would wake me up in the night. I'd be uncomfortable, couldn't go back to sleep. And I have such a busy life, and I think we do this sometimes, people who do healing work, we don't take good enough care of ourselves sometimes because we may be busy, we're helping others, and we may not give ourselves, the same kind of attention necessarily. We should, but we don't always. I'll just speak for myself. I wasn't giving myself enough attention. And so, of course, I started activating and using my Tao hands, and really, it was extraordinary. I sometimes forget I'm always offering, to other people. And when I turned my Tao hands toward myself and my own issue, I was just so surprised at how quickly they worked and how they began to dissipate, the energy, the excess energy, in the shoulder area, and thereby dissipating, the pain, so I could just go back to sleep again. So I find ways each and every day, ways to use to become a source of healing for myself and for family members, for friends, for clients, for people in the community. There are so many beautiful ways that Tao hands can serve. And this is a special, period of time that we're living in. The whole world is facing, a challenging time right now. And we can be empowered to help. We don't always have to. When we have to, we go, and apply conventional, medicine or alternative medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. There are so many, wonderful healing modalities that we can go to when we need them. But there's also this wonderful healing modality called Tao hands that we can use anywhere, anytime, that we carry with us, and that can be very, very effective for pain and all kinds of other issues. We're only limited by the ways we can think of to actually use our Tao hands in daily life. And we're going to have some people share some of those things with you this evening. So to be able to have that kind of tool that's with us, it's right there, it's instant. We can use in a moment, whether at home or at work or somewhere else, where we are in the world. It's readily available 24/7. We don't have to necessarily go anywhere, to get certain kinds of healing blessing and treatment. And for that, I'm so, so grateful. I used to imagine that as a child. I used to imagine that I would be able to just put my hands, and I actually used to do that as a child. I would go, I lived close to the forest, and I was always playing in the forest, every day. And I would see little animals and, sometimes see a bird, who wasn't able to fly. And I remember, just putting my hands near them and wanting to have the power in my hands to be able to help them if I could. And here I am all those many years later doing just exactly that. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful treasure to have. And we want to encourage you, some of you who are here are Tao Hands practitioners, but anyone and everyone can become a practitioner, family member, friend. This is a great Christmas gift. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best Christmas gift you could give yourself or give another. So we encourage you, to share. Thanks so much, Francisca. Yeah.
So thank you, Cher. Thank you for the beautiful story. I always learn more about you as the animal healer now, as another thing that skills that you have. So, so when I, met Dr. and Master Jigong Sha, there was one day he asked, who would like to become a Tao hands healer? And I didn't know what this was about, but my hand just went straight up. My soul heard a calling to become a source of healing, to become a Tao hands practitioner. And I received my Tao hands, and I'll share that story later today about what happened during that session. It's very profound. But right away, things began to shift, to transform in my life. It was not just that I was able to heal my high blood pressure. Different aspects of my life began to be transformed, to have success in my spiritual journey, relationships transforming, to have more abundance in my heart, an opening of my heart, to give more. So a beautiful thing happened after that. I was really no longer the same person. Like, there was so much transformation in a positive way when I received my Tao hands. We're going to be having a special workshop training for Tao hands practitioners. That's going to take place December 11th, 12th, and 13th. And as Sher mentioned, that's a great gift for your family members, loved ones who want to develop their spiritual healing powers to become of source healing. Not only to heal, they could learn how to heal themselves, use your Tao hands, but also to heal others. Every family actually needs a Tao hands practitioner, because all of us, every once in a while, a family member may get sick. You can use your Tao hands for any aspect of life, for health, relationships, finances, and more. A beautiful treasure. So don't miss that. We will explain the application process in a bit. So I do have some questions for Sher. So Sher, if we could bring you back on. So now is a very unique time here on Mother Earth, and this new time period that we're in. Why is it unique? What's so unique about Tao hands during this special time?
Thank you. So, we're living in a time, and I think many, many people are really aware that this is a unique and special time we're experiencing on Mother Earth. And as part of, the spiritual teaching that Master Sha offers, he calls it the soul light era. And what that means is that we have moved into a period of time from mind over matter to soul over matter. And the soul, is the essence of who we are. It's a golden light being inside of each one of us. It's also referred to as spirit, by some, but it's really the same. And that essence is really what guides us, what guides our life. And so every living entity has a soul. There's the universal soul, the source soul. Mother Earth has a soul. Every human has a soul. Animals have souls. And that soul, when we talk about, Tao hands has a soul. And that soul is connected to the light and the frequency and the vibration of the Tao. Tao is the source. Tao is the universal laws and principles under which we all live. And so it carries a special quality of love and light that is very, very healing. And so when you receive your Tao hands, you of course can connect to, that source light. And that has become available at this particular period of time on Mother Earth for a reason. They were not available before, have not been available in the last century that I'm aware of. So why are they here now? They're here for a reason. They are here to serve. And so each one of us who receives Tao hands becomes a special servant, to offer blessings to others. Would you agree, Francisco?
Beautiful. Thank you. I have one more question. You have also worked with many and training many healers around the world. What is so special about the spiritual protection that comes with the Tao Hands program?
Oh, yes. So there are so many beautiful components to this program, and I know Francisco is going to talk about more of them. But one of them is that you receive what's called a special, Tao light protection package. And there are 3 components to this package. And that in and of itself, is so valuable, because what happens with this package, you get 3 what we call treasures, and they are 3 Tao light treasures that come to you and stay with you, and they can support you in that there's this beautiful light wall around you. And this light wall can help protect you from many different things. It's important that we, of course, take right action. We don't, do big risky things. We honor, our protection, that we have. But this is like a special signal, this light wall, and it can help, protect us from accidents, disastrous kinds of events. They can help, protect us from various other things that we experience in life, including communicable diseases and so on. And so this light wall is like an extra, beautiful essence around us. And this comes, as part of the training and as a Tao Hands practitioner, because it's important that we really use the treasure well. We follow, the guidelines of the treasure. So that, in and of itself is worth, the fee of the entire training, which has so much more to it.
Great. So one last question. What could people expect by taking this Tao Hands training that is upcoming December 11, 12, 13?
So you can expect to receive some beautiful wisdom teachings, for one. We're going to train you. Francisco and I and Alan will be joining this training as well. We're going to share with you some beautiful wisdom around what healing is, what it means, how to use your Tao Hands, how to apply your Tao Hands in daily life. What are the guidelines? We have formed a beautiful Tao Hands community, and I see many people there as part of our community who are here joining us tonight. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. It's an international community that you instantly become a part of. And I know there are so many, friendships around the world, meeting people from all around the world. I see friends from India, the United States here tonight, London, England. This community is one that has, for me, I'll just speak personally, because I feel like this beautiful heartbeat of this Tao Hands community around the world, of like-minded people who really want to help. They want to make a difference in life. So they're receiving this Tao Hands, treasure, but also the training, learning this wisdom and applying it in day-to-day life, again, for self, for loved ones, family, clients, people in your community. And there is this beautiful support, and we can continue to learn together, to apply all the techniques. You're going to learn 4 power techniques. You're going to learn more about what the soul is, and so on and so on. So there's so much to it.
Great. Thank you, Sher, for taking the time to be with us here today. Great.
Yeah.
So are you all excited? Okay. Continue to click your shares, your likes. I'll just read one comment. Sunlight Tash was saying, I agree with Sher. It is a blessing to have Tao Hands. And then Uma said, protection package is amazing. A beautiful, protective, unseen shield around us. Okay. And Loredana, she actually just got her Tao Hands not too long ago. She said, greatest love. Thank you for the blessing me with Tao Hands. I feel so blessed. My life has changed completely. I feel so different and blessed in all areas of my life. Heaviness has been lifted off my shoulders, and my heart and soul have been so happy since. I feel so happy and fulfilled. Wonderful. The next step, Lordana, is for your husband to take the program. Wonderful. So, you can see there's so much profound stories we have around with Tao hands. As I mentioned earlier, this is a community from around the world where they have Tao hands practitioners, about over 6,000 Tao hands practitioners throughout the United States, Canada, throughout Japan, throughout, and even including Taiwan, Malaysia, Australia, throughout the European countries, India, and much, much more. They're literally all around the globe. And it just brings more light. They all carry the Tao hands, which is an upliftment of their source healing power. When they offer healing, source vibration is offering the healing. I will share more about that in just a moment. We're going to bring on a student who has a story about Tao hands. So let us bring on Juliana, and she's going to share her Tao hands story. Welcome, Juliana.
Welcome. Thank you, Master Francisco. How are you?
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so blessed to share my story with all of you and how Tao hands really has transformed my life and how I serve to my clients and how I show up every day. So I came across Tao hands through Alexia and Vanessa and her program. And I started practicing with them before I even became a Tao hands practitioner myself. And I was a Reiki practitioner before as well. So everything came so wonderfully, like everything had such a perfect timing, how everything came about. And doing the practices, I started seeing the difference in my life. I started seeing the difference in how I show up and how I related to people and how I show up for myself and my family and my friends. And Tao hands came about in June. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to try and see what comes out of this. I had no expectation. I just literally just went there with my open heart and trusting that the practices that Alexia was doing every day with all of us was completely transforming me and my clients. So I went ahead and took the course. And when I got into connecting to my soul song and my soul language, I completely started crying. It was magical. It was something really transformed there. And that's when I realized there's something bigger here. There's something really that is providing healing energy, changing the quantum field, changing everything about my life. And I became a Tao hands practitioner, and I started doing it with my clients. I started practicing more with my clients and start seeing the shifts that they also were having. I'm like, okay, this is real. This is a blessing to have. And also doing the forgiveness practice that really also has transformed myself and my clients. And I'm just so grateful. I'm really, really grateful that I have this opportunity to be a Tao hands practitioner and to have this beautiful service that I provide to people. And it just really has transformed. And sometimes I don't have words to describe it because it's just so magical. And that's all I can say for now. And I continue being a service. I continue to be service of my clients and obviously service of myself and able to provide with my clients. And then the more I use it, the more powerful it starts to get. And it's beautiful to see the transformation from the inside out, from everywhere. Literally.
That's a powerful story. Thank you, Juliana, for sharing. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you the time for sharing that story. It's so powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. Okay, wow. I was even amazed by that story. See, this is the power of Tao hands. It changes your life. It will help you to serve your clients, your family members, your loved ones more and more. Absolutely amazing. Juliana's story is just one of thousands of people from around the world who have these profound stories. I was mentioning my journey when I met Dr. and Master Jigong Sha 19 years ago. At first, I didn't really understand what we were doing, but I took the course, I joined. But, much later, in 2008, Dr. Master Jigong Sha asked me to be one of his leading teachers to train Dao Hands practitioners in Europe. So I got to travel around the world. I got to go throughout Europe, including India and other parts of the world. And I was seeing all of these profound transformations. I was literally seeing miracles happen in front of my eyes. And sometimes I was even shocked that, wow, did that just happen? Frozen shoulders, people just frozen shoulders, just moving their hands up, people with back pain, starting to move, having pain dissipate. Just today, there was 2 stories where we did a session earlier today, and shoulder pain for one person. It was on a pain level of 8, dropped down to a pain of during the healing, it dropped down from an 8 pain level to a 2. And then she got home. Hours later, it dropped down to a 0. And then she wrote to me, and she was so grateful because the part that touched my heart was, she said, now I can help my husband. She takes care of her husband. So those are the stories that happen every day around the world. Okay, so profound. We have one more story. Next, we're going to bring on now Brandon. Brandon also has his own healing story. So let us bring on Brandon at this time.
Hi.
Welcome, Brandon.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having me, Ms. Francisco. So yeah, my story, I saw Master Sha in November. He did a demonstration in Toronto at the Bathurst, it was a church at Bathurst Street.
Yes,
and,
I remember that.
Yeah, and I had never known about the organization or Master Sha up until that point, and I could notice instantly in the room there was a lot of popping going on that night with the electrical wiring. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, it was very, very powerful demonstration. So I didn't apply that day, but I guess I applied maybe the day after or something. I just thought about it and then I applied. I was like, what do I have to lose? And yeah, I did the training in February, and then afterward, it took about a month and a half, and I had lingering pain from a car accident in 2012, mainly along this side here, shoulder, neck, back. And yeah, managed to take care of that pain and get it gone. And yeah, so it's really good now. And then I didn't really stop there. I received the Hay light ball, or the Hay Jindan, and that gave me a lot of energy. So after that transmission, I noticed there were transmissions in some of the books, so I just started getting my hands on all the books I could read, and yeah, basically I felt like I was peeling back layers of my consciousness, because I was seeing things in different ways, is the only way I could describe it. And yeah, so one of my friends asked me, while we were talking, he was telling me about his struggles with his personal business, and I ended up giving him, we did a practice together. We did about 3 practices together, I'd say, and then his business transformed. He's making me, I would say, about 4 times what he was before we started meeting up like that. And just recently, we did another blessing practice together, and the day after, he secured another fair sized client for himself, and he called me on the phone so excited. And when people see results, that's that's just, it warms my heart. So
It's the best feeling, isn't it? When
yeah.
you get results, your heart just melts.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Brandon, for the amazing stories. Also, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. Very much. Wow, so what Brandon said right now is so true for me. Is when you see the results and people express their gratitude, their love, their excitement, it just melts your heart, it opens your heart, and it feels so good to serve others as a Tao Hands practitioner. And that's why we're here. We are here to serve others, to make them happier and healthier, to empower them to heal themselves and more. Let me share with you what includes in the Tao Hands program. Sher began to mention some of that. So it's really an inclusive program where you receive the Tao Hands. The Tao Hands is a transmission of light. It's an empowerment. It's permanent. And you are going to learn how to activate the Tao Hands to offer healing blessings for yourself and for others. That is the main transmission that you will receive. And I'll share with you when I received my transmission, because it was so beautiful, and it will give you a little taste of what it is. So when I met Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, he was, at that time, he was having smaller groups. Now he has really big events. But in that time, it was about 100 people. We were at an event. And I mentioned, my hand went up. I want to become a Tao Hands healer. Didn't really know what it was. But I met Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, and he put his hand on the crown of my head, and he was connecting with Source. He was connecting with Source vibration, and he was chanting a special mantra. And he was very deeply connected with heaven, with Tao Source. And he began to transmit this energy inside my body. And my spiritual eye is open, my third eye, and I could see that that I felt like I went into heaven, went to Tao. I felt like I went into the heart of the Tao Source, and I was being washed head to toe, skin to bone, sort of like to prepare for this transmission. And then towards the end, in came this beautiful light. It was like a light, more like a light ball. And it just came right into my heart. And it was this transmission of the spiritual healing power that came into me. It was an upliftment of the Source healing power. And I just remember right away, the next day, I remember actually after that, it was about a 30-minute session where I was receiving this transmission. And at the end, Master Sha said, your soul didn't want to come back. My soul wanted to stay in heaven. It's very special. Nowadays, we have larger groups, so the transmission is done a little bit differently, but it gives you the essence that the Tao Hands comes directly from the Source. It is a transmission of the Source frequency vibration, the Source love, the Source light, the Source healing. And you could use this for every part of your life. Okay, so the program includes other components. As Sher mentioned, it includes the spiritual protection, which is the light wall. We need the spiritual light wall as spiritual healers to avoid, picking up other people's blockages. You see many people who are spiritual healers of different modalities. Sometimes they can get themselves into hurt or harm themselves with all the blockages that they may be facing as they offer healing. Well, this program comes with that spiritual light wall to protect you from those kinds of things. It also has something called spiritual protection. I like to think of it like your heaven's angels, your heaven's guides, your heaven's team. They're there with you. And it's like they know that you're a Tao Hands practitioner, and then they will help you at all times whenever you need that extra protection. And then another one is called the Prevention and Healing of Communicable Diseases. And then these are all spiritual blessings and transmissions. Just think of everything that's going on now. So the spiritual prevention and healing of communicable diseases is, exactly what's happening now. We are, as spiritual healers, going out into the community, healing people, working with people. So we want to make sure that we have the appropriate spiritual protection as we're doing our service to humanity. So that's very powerful. And then there's the extra one. It actually has so many transmissions. I think Brandon said he received a special transmission for the first energy chakra, which has the sound hey, which boosted his energy right away. Well, each of these transmissions has a very unique power and message for you. The last one is a spiritual pendulum, which is sort of like a spirit part of receiving messages from heaven on using them. Just like in the physical world, the pendulum gives you yes or no answers. The spiritual pendulum connects you with Tao Source to also get messages. Okay, so that's all that's part of the program. And again, it's taking place December 11, 12, and 13. At the end here, we're going to give to you the how you can apply. Everyone does have to apply, for the program. So we're checking your readiness. The source frequency vibration, it has a very high vibration, and our bodies have to be ready for that. Our minds, our hearts have to be ready for this spiritual transmission. So that's the thing that we're going to be checking for if you're ready to join the program. Let me just read a few comments here. I see Jean says, can I register my mom, but she does not speak English? That's good, very good question, Jean. The program is designed for people to follow through. There's also an examination, so we do want people to learn in their native language. So if you could maybe let us know, Jean, what language your mom speaks, and then we could also guide you we have many, there may be other centers around the world who offer it in your language, and we could guide you. But if your mom does speak English, or you're willing to translate for your mom, we can find maybe possibly a way for you for that. Very good. Tash said, it's really fulfilling to be able to help people in need and see the results. Okay. And I saw many people comment, Tash, I took the course to get the spiritual protection package and for self-healing. I was taken by surprise when when the very first blessing I gave was effective. It happened before I finished the course. I'm really grateful for this unexpected blessing in my life. Yes, Tash right away used her Tao hands, and right away, before even the course was over, she was already very active, offering healing blessings to others. That's what we're here, is to offer blessings to others. So during the Tao Hands training, we're going to be teaching you how to use your Tao Hands for healing the physical body, the emotional body, mental body. And later, there's some follow-up classes where we're going to learn about relationships, finances, the 7 energy chakras, and more. So really, it's an all-inclusive program. You're going to get so much. As you can see from this evening, and everybody who has shared, it's really, it's an honor. It's a privilege to receive the Tao Hands. What I always find very heart-touching is when you become a Tao Hands practitioner, it is like you're having it's like you receive, actually, with the transmission, a direct line, a direct connection to Tao Source, from your heart to Tao Source's heart. So imagine having this direct connection, an alignment from your heart to Tao Source heart, that whenever you offer a healing blessing, Tao Source will respond. It is not you doing the healing. It is the Tao Source doing the healing. You are just the channel of the Tao hands. Okay? So this is the most beautiful thing that you can ever give to someone, is that you can give Tao source love, Tao source forgiveness, Tao source compassion, Tao source light, and more. When you are a Tao hands practitioner, that direct connection with Tao source will bring about all of these beautiful qualities of the source, of the Tao nature, like love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, to bless people's life. Okay, love is the highest healing power. The quality of your love will even grow, grow, and grow, and grow. Okay, so feel free to ask any further questions. We'll be happy to respond to those. Let us bring Cher back, and let us see if she has any final words for each of you to share with each of you. And then we're going to share with you. Alexa will be sharing any final announcements about how to register and apply. Welcome to Cher back.
Thank you, Francisco. You know, as I'm listening and I'm reading people's stories, I see Carmen posted a couple of wonderful stories. Carmen Bedoy, thank you, Carmen. Great to see you this evening. You know, I'm just reminded of the specialness of being a Tao Hands practitioner, and how you know, heaven is supporting us, how the Tao is supporting us during this period of time. You know, always when humanity faces any kinds of challenges, there always rises up, you know, some special teacher or special ability or special invention, or, you know, something to help humanity. And it really is the love, you know, of the Tao or the divine, or whatever your particular belief system may be. Maybe you're, you know, you have a strong belief in nature and Mother Earth, and it doesn't matter. What matters is that we see something before us that has come toward us, that we have attracted, you know, in some way. We have had a certain desire or heart opening experience, or we've felt, you know, a level of compassion that has created a stirring inside of us that made us want to help in some way, made us want to ease the suffering, you know, our own suffering or the suffering of a loved one, or, you know, someone else we don't know. And that's what Tao Hands is. It is an answer to that desire inside of us, inside of our heart, inside of our soul, that has said, how can I help? What can I do? Because not all of us have, you know, degrees or training, you know, in you know, areas of health and well-being. But you here's the great news, you know, you can get all the training you need in 2.5 days to become a Tao Hands practitioner. And that's all you need to know. You just need to know how to connect to them, how to offer, you know, the blessing, and let them do the work. You know, as Francisco said, it's not us. It is that Tao light, that Tao love. So we love to offer this training because we know how special, you know, this transmission is. And we love to meet you. You know, we have a beautiful group actually who just trained a little while ago. We're just finishing up the, you know, the post event classes next week, and really very heart-centered, you know, people, and so happy, you know, to be part of the community. So welcome one and all. However you get there, just get there, or however you help somebody get there. Beautiful. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Cher. Beautiful. So lots of comments. You know, continue to share, everybody, sending your love, sending your likes. I see a question about kids. Can kids join the program? At this time, the program is only for those 18 and over. But hopefully in the future, more children can receive Tao Hands, okay? So become a Tao Hands practitioner. Join the movement around the world of this community of Tao Hands practitioners who are uplifting the vibration of Mother Earth, of humanity. You're going to love it. Okay, join us, be with us, apply. Even if you're not sure, maybe you're still apply. You'll check your application, and you'll know that you're ready to take the program. Okay, so let us now welcome Alexia, and she's going to be closing and sharing how you can apply for the Tao Hands program. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We love you all. Welcome, Alexia.
And I apologize, my mic was muted. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And yes, you too can get your Tao Hands. And so if you click the link in our description of this video, you will be taken to a page with some more information on Tao Hands and an email to register. And you will also be taken a link to register as well. So you can enter all the information and you can apply for your Tao Hands. And again, this is happening this December 11th, 12th, and 13th. And it's happening online, so you can join us from anywhere in the world on December 11th, 12th, and 13th to get your Tao Hands. And we are so grateful to each and every one who shared with us today. Thank you to Juliana. Thank you to Brandon. Thank you to Cher and Francisco. And thank you to each and every one of you in the comments. And please continue to share this with your friends, family, and loved ones, and anyone you feel that may benefit from receiving their Tao Hands. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love. Just going to bring on Francisco and Cher for a final goodbye as we head out. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Everybody, much love. See you soon.